Good morning from andBeyond Kichwa Tembo in Kenya's Masai Mara. I'm a very cold Andrew and I'm taking you on this safari. There's a beautiful full moon out to the west and the sun is just about rising. Way out in the distance there's a few giraffes moving from left to right. They've come off their escarpment in the evening and they're heading down to the tall woodlands of the Mara River, which is pretty much what we're doing too. Here comes a third giraffe. You can see the colours of the sun starting to come up as that sun just crests over the mountains in the distance. We're going to keep moving and cover a bit of ground. Alright, I've settled on a plan and I'm really excited for it. We're heading south towards the Kenya and Tanzania border. We're a little bit early to go and search to see if the front runners of the Great Migration are around, but you know what? I think there's a saying about an early bird and worms and things like that. But I don't want to get into that. I just want to go and explore at greater distances. There's a hippo out the water. Try and get us a view. This is exactly what makes getting out early in the morning, cold mornings, really special. Is that hippos and alike are still out doing their business. Just pauses whenever those cattle egrets fly into his line of sight. Smelling, head down. It's likely that he's just going to head straight back to the Mara River. Look at how shiny he is. He's certainly been in water or mud. So there's no rush for him to get back to the river. He's still got a good amount of moisture cover to protect him from the sun. And there he goes, heading back towards the river. We'll lose him as he goes into the woodland. So before that happens, let's keep going. Nice little cameo from the hippo. We'll leave it be for the morning as it heads back towards the Mara River just as the sun is starting to come out, and we're going to stick to this plan of heading down towards the border. It's always interesting when you've made the decision that you want to cover ground, how many animals will cross your path that you really want to stop for. I mean, right now there's a hyena, grey crowned cranes, hippo, elephant. If you look at the one closest to us, got such prominent crown, rufous on the tail, and that one at the back. Very similar. And then the one on the left, the tail feathers are not quite as pronounced. The white's still got blotches in it. That looks like a chick. And right in front of them, the hyena. He doesn't seem too interested in what's going on ahead of him or her. Just resting. When you decide to make a decision to go far, just every animal will decide to come into your pathway, which is not a bad thing. In fact, there's a Thompson's gazelle, some topies, impalas. We've made our decision, we're going to stick to it, we're going to cover some ground. There's a massive herd of elephants in front of us. As we get closer to this herd of elephants, there's something else walking down the road. It looks like a hyena. Just going to stop here, let the elephants cross and watch the hyena too. completely different behavior to that previous hyena. Most likely going to cross paths because that's not far from here. Look at the size of the one in the background. It's a large male. Look at them investigating those elephants. Ooh, trumpeting, trees breaking. A lot of distress in this herd. Look at all their tails dead out. They're trumpeting in the forest, and it's caused great distress amongst this herd. Tiny, tiny, tiny. Just going to stick with this female and her tiny little calf. Some of the larger ones gathering around her with their calves too. Oh, they're going to cross the road. Look at the speed of these elephants. All these female elephants are distressed. What it may be is males competing for mating rights. And there might be a female in estrus in this group that's created this interest, this stir. But this behavior is just fascinating. I mean, nobody likes to see an animal stressed, but it's completely natural. It's amazing how these females with their youngsters just put enough distance in between them and the trumpeting elephants inside the woodland. And they've gone into the open where they can see clearly. So for the plan to cover some ground, certainly not going to be able to cross this pathway here on this road. Let me show you what it looks like in the forest. Smaller male elephants chasing one another while the commotion's deeper into the woodland. And two females with the small youngsters slowly starting to come back now. That whole herd now has eventually moved off towards the woodland. Trunks up. And even here the trumpeting still going on. Oh, I'd love to see what's inside that woodland. Now that has passed, and we can't really see what else is going on. We can just hear the trumpeting continuously. There was that big male here. Might be another big male in there. The distress was palpable. There's even more elephants coming straight towards this area. We're just going to stick to that plan though and head over that horizon towards the Tanzanian border.